We're at Hauser & Wirth, a private art gallery in the Arts District in Los Angeles. I'm Sandra Kulli, Kulli Marketing. And the reason we're here is because, as a cultural anthropologist, I find some of my best ideas for our business come from other businesses that are not building homes. What I'm looking for that we might do in our business is that notion that you're welcome. Even if you aren't planning on buying a home or a piece of art, you are welcome. Because quite often when people come to our communities, they really do want to buy a home, but they don't want anyone to help them. And here at the art gallery, they're very welcoming without selling. It is interesting when you're given these assignments with different local aspects to the development as a cultural anthropologist to figure out who's the audience for this? Who wants to live on a busy street across from a place that attracts people from all over Southern California, the Packing House? Brookfield was genius in what they did. They realized there were a lot of young singles, moved down empty nesters, people who work a quarter of a mile up the block for the city of Anaheim who would love to be in this place. So the Packing House and the Domain opened at the same time and sold out almost immediately. It was love at first sight. We are at LACI, the Los Angeles Clean Tech Incubator, where my office is. And one of the great things about this place is you get to run into people inventing the future, including my friends from Ciclavia. Hi guys.
Hey, Sandra.
You ready for the board meeting?
Yeah, we are.
I had a magical childhood. I grew up on a street with amazing trees, an old house with a big front porch, wonderful parents, and most remarkable of all, I think, was that when we went trick-or-treating, we went to a house that was designed by Frank Lloyd Wright. Now, as a kid, I didn't know what that meant, but it was something in my DNA that I learned, wow, this place was planned. And when I grew up and came into our business, I thought, we can do that. We can create magical childhoods for the people we design for. I met my husband, Dan Flaherty, about 30 years ago. He's an Annapolis graduate and a fighter pilot and a fearless human being. And he convinced me that starting my own business would be less scary than heli skiing in New Zealand. He was right. We have an amazing granddaughter, Michelle, who's 17. She's also a skier and a world traveler and going to college. I can't believe it. Right after I got out of college, I taught school for 7 years in underprivileged neighborhoods. I was a real estate agent for 5 years for Coldwell Banker, and then in 1985, I started Kulli Marketing. Roger Holloway gave me my first office, and he gave me my first 2 clients. After that, I met Larry Webb. Oh my gosh, I met him 30 years ago in a bar. And I realized that Larry was all about dream fulfillment, and he's always been a huge supporter of women in leadership roles. Other friends that I've had in the business are pretty amazing. Barry Burkus and Rebecca Harden. Barry, a brilliant architect that I knew for years and worked with, and Rebecca, a great writer. A lot of friends in the business. One is Joyce Mason, who grew up on my same street. She's a kick-ass athlete. The year we turned 50, we decided we would do our own triathlon. I have mis amigos, Bob White, Don Anderson, and Nord Erickson. Together, we go out and do field trips like this. We are looking for ideas from other places that we can apply to our dream fulfillment and creative placemaking in home building. The year I fell in love with PCBC was 1998. I met Linda Baysari and Greg Fusen. I had suggested that we might do a speech on Harley Davidson. So they dragged a Harley Davidson onto the stage of PCBC, and it was never the same. I met Bill Probert in Las Vegas, not in a bar. And it changed my life. He is a person who worked for Buck Bennett, Bill Davidson, Larry Webb, and he brought to everyone this sense of make home buying fun. Jan Rowe is one of my favorite people to work for. She's the Vice President of Marketing at Great Park Neighborhoods for 5 Point. When somebody moves into the Great Park Neighborhoods, everybody gets an orange bike. We have a trail that connects all the parks. We have that amazing tree house at Beacon Park. I met Amy Levi when she was 26. And I've worked with her for 2 decades. She is the creative director of Strata, and we together have created, coast to coast, some of the most wonderful stories about our communities. I think the interesting part about cultural anthropology is it is being an advocate for the customer. You have an architect, landscape architect, all the talent there creating place. And my role within that team is to always remember the person who's going to be living there, or working there, or coming to visit there. So I am looking for that last 5% that will help make our communities remarkable.